Hebrews 9:11 through 28 in the Word of Yah reads, So Christ has now become the high priest over all the good things that have come. He has entered that great perfect sanctuary in heaven, not made by human hands, and not part of this created world. Once for all time he took blood into the most holy place, but not the blood of goats and calves. He took his own blood, and with it he secured our salvation forever. Under the old system, the blood of goats and bulls and the ashes of young cow could cleanse people's bodies from ritual defilement. Just think how much more the blood of Christ HaMashiach will purify our hearts from deeds that lead to death, so that we can worship the living Yahuwah. For by the power of the eternal Spirit, Christ offered himself to Yah as a perfect sacrifice for our sins. That is why he is the one who mediates the new covenant between Yah and his people, so that all who are invited can receive the eternal inheritance Yah has promised them. For Hamashiach died to set them free from the penalty of the sin they had committed under the first covenant. Now, when someone dies and leaves a will, no one gets anything until it is proved that the person who wrote the will is dead. The will goes into effect only after the death of the person who wrote it. While the person is still alive, no one can use the will to get any of the things promised to them. That is why the blood was required under the first covenant as proof of death. For after Moses had given people all of Yah's laws, he took the blood of calves and goats along with water and sprinkled both the book of God's law and all the people, using branches of hyssop bushes and scarlet wool. Then he said, This blood confirms the covenant Yah has made with you. And in the same way, he sprinkled blood on the sacred tent and on everything used for worship. In fact, we can say that according to the law of Moses, nearly everything was purified by sprinkling with blood. Without the shedding of blood, there is no forgiveness of sins. That is why the earthly tent and everything in it, which were copies of things in heaven, had to be purified by the blood of animals. But the real thing in heaven had to be purified with far better sacrifices than the blood for animals. For Christ has entered into heaven itself to appear now before Yahuwah as our advocate. He did not go into the earthly place of worship, for that was merely a copy of the real temple in heaven. Nor did he enter heaven to offer himself again and again like the earthly high priest who enters the most holy place year after year to offer the blood of